Hello and welcome to another episode of the Happiness Revolution, where I talk about age-old wisdom that will easily change your life and make the world a better place. I suppose I've given an introduction as to what that wisdom is all about and these spiritual ideas. But having said all of that, when you can see the world needs a lot of help, why don't lots more people, why doesn't the whole world simply get together and make it a better place? There's a reason. We can't keep blaming governments because sure, there's something wrong with them and all these big corporations, we can't say that we're helpless against them. Because who runs these corporations? Who works for these corporations? We do. And if we didn't, there are probably a lot more people outside these corporations than within them. So how comes we can't handle them? Why can't we just take over and get things right? Because, and this is not me whinging, this is trying to get the truth out there, because when we know the problem, then we can deal with it, right? So the problem is, and it's totally understandable, the problem is that when we try to be good people, it's really hard. It's really hard to just keep going. It's really hard not to want to just be normal, blend in. Yeah? And I'm talking as a human being who also has a lot of problems. Lots of problems that are not, I'm not good at using posh words, unsurmountable. Anyway, there are lots of problems that I have, but I know that I can handle them, is what I'm trying to say. And you will be able to handle them as well, because the nature of the universe is that we are trained up to that point, and even though we might not feel ready or willing to handle these problems, we can. And I'm saying that again as a human being who has lots of problems, really crazy problems. Let's just put them out there. All my money's running out and lots of bad stuff happening, like I mentioned before, maybe in an earlier video, like crazy kids throwing stones at my little daughter, 2-year-old daughter, and stuff like that. Yeah, lots of crazy stuff. So it's not that I'm making these videos and completely unaware of the world and stuff like that. So how do we handle it? I try to limit the number of things I say, because otherwise I either rush too much or make really long videos. So the easier, but the third option is to say less things. But please do ask questions. I'm here for you, and I'm your brother, and I want to answer your questions. I want to help in whichever way I can. So all I want to say is, you've got to remember what this is all about. Why do you want to be a good person like you are? You want to be a good person because you want to change the world. You want to make it a better place. And so these difficulties aren't a burden. They aren't a burden just as much as when a pregnant woman doesn't find her child a burden, nor a farmer who's carrying his produce, what he's grown on his back, he doesn't find it a burden, a pleasure instead. That's what you got to keep remembering, the longer picture, the distant future where you will make a difference, and you know it, because you would have seen some success beforehand. So good luck, stay with it, because if you don't stay with it and the next person doesn't stay with it, the world isn't going to change by itself. It's only going to get worse, until you change. And you're definitely not the only person out there. The tides are changing. People are realizing to become happier people, they gotta work for the world and make the world a better place. And they're not looking so much for the shallow versions of happiness that don't really exist. True happiness is in hard work and in being beautiful and being selfless. A new age is going to start, and you've got to realize it for yourself. And that's an age of sacrifice, not selfishness, but sacrifice, where everybody's helping each other. And that's a beautiful world. And I hope that you'll be part of it. So anyway, I'm your brother. I'm going to keep doing these daily chats. If you've got any questions, I'm here to help. I hope I can. Hope this video was useful. Thank you for watching. Seriously?